I was hit by a drunk driver on the way home from work. I woke up from a coma 3 months later, and the first face I saw was my wife's. She kissed my forehead. But I remembered something. I remembered everything. Everyone thought I was too weak to speak, too broken to move. But when I found out who she really slept with while I was unconscious, I planned something that would leave her speechless. My name is Jordan. I'm 38. Before the coma, I worked in construction, managed a team, brought in projects on deadline, paid the bills. I was a provider, not flashy, not romantic, but consistent. My wife Naomi used to say I was her calm in the chaos. We were married for 8 years. No kids, just 2 dogs, a quiet home, and a rhythm that worked. It was raining that night. I remember calling her to say I'd be late. One of my crew needed a lift home. She said, "Drive safe, babe, love you." That was the last thing I heard before the headlights. They said the other driver was drunk, ran a red light, T-boned my truck at full speed. I broke 3 ribs, both legs, my spine, and my skull. They didn't think I'd wake up. Naomi stayed at the hospital every day. That's what everyone said. My brother, my co-workers, the nurses. "She's been by your side the whole time," they told me. And when I finally opened my eyes, there she was, tears in her eyes, holding my hand. "You're back," she whispered. "My miracle man." I couldn't speak yet, tube in my throat, but my mind was racing. Because while I was trapped inside my own body, I saw things, heard things. A whisper, a voice I recognized, hers saying someone's name, someone she wasn't supposed to say. And in that moment, I knew. Naomi had cheated while I was unconscious, but I couldn't prove it, yet. They thought I was just confused. They called it coma fog. But I remembered. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said once when she thought I was asleep. "He was just there when I needed someone." Who was he? I didn't know yet, but my gut did. And the way Naomi avoided eye contact, how her phone never left her pocket now, how she smiled more when she was texting than when she looked at me. It all started adding up. I was discharged after a month of rehab. Wheelchair-bound, still regaining coordination, but home. Naomi welcomed me like a queen. Everything seemed perfect, too perfect. She cooked every meal, organized visitors, managed my medication. She even kissed me goodnight every evening. But her kisses didn't feel like love. They felt like guilt. Then one night, I pretended to sleep. It was about 11:30 p.m. She was on the couch with her phone. I cracked the bedroom door just enough to hear her whisper, "I miss you too. Soon, I promise. He's still so weak he won't notice anything." I froze. He won't notice anything. She wasn't just hiding something. She was planning something. I knew I had to act smart. I couldn't just accuse her and she'd spin it. So I made a move of my own. The next day, while she went grocery shopping, I rolled to her nightstand. Her old iPhone was still inside. The passcode was her birthday, still the same. Boom, I was in. What I saw made my chest tighten. Hundreds of messages, weeks worth. Not just flirting, full-blown sexting, nudes, videos, hotel room confirmations. But the worst part? The name at the top of the thread, Liam. My best friend, my best man. He visited me twice in the hospital. Hugged Naomi, said, "You're lucky to have her." Now I knew why he couldn't look me in the eye. They didn't just hook up once. It started 2 weeks after my accident. The texts made it clear. "I needed comfort. You were there. It's different with you. With Jordan, it was always routine." I couldn't read more. I felt the rage come up like lava in my chest. But I couldn't let it explode, not yet. Because I had an idea, and it was poetic. That night I told Naomi something important. "I want to renew our vows," I said. "You were there for me when I was dying. I want to say thank you the right way." She looked stunned at first. Then her eyes welled up, and she said yes. The plan was simple. A small backyard gathering, friends and family, a thank you moment with a surprise ending. I invited Liam myself. "Bro, I'd be honored," he texted. "You're a warrior, man." Warrior? He had no idea what kind of war he just walked into. Over the next few days, I prepared everything. I printed out the messages, the hotel bookings, the time-stamped texts from while I was in the ICU. I put them in a sleek black folder, and I wrote a letter, not to Naomi, but to her parents, because they adored me and they deserved the truth too. Then came the day of the vow renewal. The yard was beautiful. Soft white drapes, candles, fairy lights, her favorite flowers, a table for 20. Naomi wore the same shade of lipstick she wore at our wedding. I almost believed her again. Almost. Liam showed up 15 minutes late, in a gray suit holding a bottle of wine. Naomi's smile cracked for half a second when she saw him. But they played it cool. To everyone else, it was just love and celebration. But I wasn't here to celebrate. We stood before our guests. My chair positioned perfectly between the flowers and the makeshift altar. Naomi held my hand. I gave a little speech. This year has been the hardest of my life. But when I woke up from that coma, I felt like I was reborn, and I realized something. Everyone leaned in, phones came out. I realized how important it is to remember everything. I turned to Naomi, and I said it gently. I remember, Naomi. She blinked, tilted her head. Remember what, baby? The voice I heard while I was in a coma. The one that said, I didn't mean for it to happen. Her face froze. The voice that whispered someone else's name. Liam. Gasps. I handed the black folder to her mother. Page 1, their first night together. Page 3, a text saying she wished I wouldn't wake up. Silence, absolute silence. Naomi's hands trembled. Liam backed up like he just saw a ghost. You cheated on a man in a coma, I said quietly. And now you can live with it while awake. Nobody moved. Naomi's hand was shaking. Her lipstick smudged from where she bit her lip. Liam looked like he wanted to disappear into the ground. Her mother was still flipping through the folder. I could see it, page by page, wrecking the image they had of their daughter. You planned all this, Naomi finally said, voice trembling. No, I said, you planned everything, I just remembered it. Liam tried to talk. Jordan, man, look. Don't, I said. You were like a brother to me now. You're just the guy who snuck into my house while I was in a coma. Guests started awkwardly standing up, whispers, disbelief, phones going back into pockets. Naomi's face flushed deep red. She turned to her mom for support, but her mom handed the folder to her dad instead. I'm done, her mom whispered. You humiliated all of us. Naomi looked at me, tears falling now. You made this public, this is private, our marriage. I nodded. Our marriage ended the second you made it public with him. Then I turned to the crowd. Thank you all for coming today. This wasn't about vows, it was about truth. I wheeled past the altar, past Naomi, past the fake flowers and the table of untouched desserts. And I didn't stop until I hit the gate. I heard footsteps behind me, but I didn't look back. That chapter was over, and I wasn't going to reread it. The divorce was swift. Naomi didn't fight much. Public shame has a way of making people disappear. She moved in with a cousin. Liam ghosted both of us like the coward he really was. I stayed in the house. At first, every corner felt poisoned. The bed, the kitchen, the shower, all the places where love used to live, and where betrayal replaced it. But pain, like rust, can be scrubbed away. I repainted the walls, donated every picture frame, adopted a cat named Ghost, started walking again, then jogging, then lifting. But the biggest healing moment came 5 months later. I got a letter in the mail. It was from Naomi. Typed one page. I hope you hate me less now, she wrote. I didn't know how to be alone, and I couldn't handle watching you nearly die. No apology. Just an explanation. I didn't reply. Some words don't deserve a response. One Sunday, I went to a park across town, sat on a bench and watched families pass by. Next to me sat an older man, probably 70. He saw my leg brace and asked, Bike accident? I laughed. Coma. He nodded slowly. Hell of a thing to wake up from, huh? I looked at him, smiled. Yeah, especially when you remember everything. What would you do if someone cheated while you were in a coma? Would you stay silent or go scorched earth like I did? Tell me below. I'll be reading every story. A year later, I wasn't just healed. I was better. Stronger, wiser, and free from pretending. I met someone too. She worked at the library, sweet voice, no games. We took it slow, I told her everything. She didn't flinch, she just said, I'm glad you woke up. If you've ever been betrayed, if someone broke your trust while you were down, don't let that define you. Let your comeback speak louder than their betrayal. Hit that subscribe button for more real, raw stories because healing isn't just possible. It's powerful. My name is Jordan. I woke up from a coma and uncovered the truth. I didn't get revenge, I got peace. And trust me, that's better.